Hey, good morning everybody. This is the Big JB. I hope you can hear me over the sound of the traffic behind me. I am pulled over in one of my favorite spots to sort of just kind of chill while the traffic settles down. And I wanted to show you a little bit about that here. So I'm going to turn this around and show you. This is the mountain that is nearby. So right across from where I'm parked is this field. And then this is the mountain. I believe this is Mount Si. And no, it's not. Excuse me. I beg your pardon. No, it is not. But it is a place where in the summertime there are paragliders. And so sometimes in the sky you can see like 30 different paragliders, which is really, really cool. And so in addition to that, right next to me is a stream that runs through this little wood here. You know, and the road that I travel is right behind me, so it's just a nice little spot to hang out and chill. I'm gonna go inside the car here in just a second and talk about my main topic, but I just wanted to share that with you guys. So it's a frosty morning, as you could probably tell by the grass. I'll show you the grass and the dirt in here. It's all frozen. I'm going to get in the car so it's a little bit warmer, and I'll launch into my topic here. I'll be right back. Hey, I'm back. Back in the car. It's a little bit quieter. Sorry, I just popped a little bit of a breakfast bar in my mouth there. So, gun control. I am not a politician, as everybody knows. I don't really like talking about political things, but every once in a while, I weigh in on a topic. So gun control. I don't own any guns. I have fired guns once in my lifetime, besides BB gun. I mean, like real guns. But I have got to shoot several different guns in that one experience. I think I posted about it last year, the men's retreat that our church did. We have a lot of guys in our church that are very pro-gun, which honestly I don't have a problem with. But listening to them talk about guns is probably a bit like them listening to me talk about World of Warcraft. There's sort of this glazed look on their face where you're talking and they're like, I have no idea what you mean. And I feel the same way when it comes to that. However, I've always been a pretty strong proponent of the Second Amendment. I do believe that, I believe in the Second Amendment. I believe that it is our right to own guns. The Second Amendment, which I have not read in detail, so I could be wrong, but I don't believe it details what kind of guns we can own. There's a lot of reaction to this, and I think that people feel very strongly. And what I suggest, what I think we all need to do in this, is use an old adage pertaining to gun control to think about how we have these conversations and what kind of law we want to introduce. Some people say that gun control is a steady hand, which, you know, obviously is designed to irritate people. But in that regard, I think when we look at gun control law and gun law in general, we need to do it with a steady hand. When I say steady, I think everybody understands what I mean when I say steady. Even-keeled, consistent, balanced, in control. Let's have intelligent conversation without getting up in arms, without demanding that people change their opinion or are morons or are trying to take away our basic rights. Mayor Cuomo in New York wants to introduce legislation that's some of the, if it passes, would be the most aggressive gun control law in the United States. Legislation, that's the word I'm looking for. Legislation, gun control legislation in the United States, even more controlled than liberal states like California. And I'm not sure that I have a problem with it, honestly. It doesn't take away a right to own guns. It just takes away the right to own certain kinds of guns. And I think in light of the shootings, I think that high-capacity weapons have, of course, been a big topic. And I'm just not sure that people need to own guns that allow you to kill somebody or to allow you to wreak so much devastation. I think that there is a paranoia that at some point the government is going to try to take over and run our lives and do things that are unlawful, and some people believe that, you know, the right to bear arms has to do with that, and being able to form a militia and being able to form, you know, a group of people for the government, or to protect against the government should it decide to go against its own people. This is going to be a longer video today, so just be prepared. Some people feel like we don't need guns at all. And like I said, I've fired a gun once in my lifetime. I enjoyed shooting a shotgun. I did not enjoy it in terms of, rawr, I'm going to go out and shoot things, but I had a lot of fun at the event that we did. Shooting skeet was a blast. It was really cool. There's no doubt that there's something really awesome about holding a shotgun and firing it, you know, like if you're shooting skeet. It's really cool. Did it make me want to buy a gun? No. Would I go shoot skeet with friends sometime again? Yeah, totally. I would do that. But it's, you know, it's an event. It's like going to play paintball, except you're not shooting at people, obviously. I don't know. I had a good time doing it. It doesn't make me want to buy a gun. I still don't think that I don't think I could ever go hunting. I might be able to do bird hunting, maybe, but I really love birds, and so that might be tough. So, you know, I'm not a huge gun guy. I'm still kind of putting my thoughts together on this, so bear with me, because I'm a verbal processor, and so I don't necessarily have all of these thoughts formed. I've just been spending some time thinking about it, and the more I talk about it, the more formed my opinions and my thoughts become. Mayor McGinn here in Seattle thinks that we should do away with the Second Amendment, which I think is ludicrous. I think that's the kind of thing that gets people really afraid and will have more of a knee-jerk reaction than other gun control legislation. To say that we don't need an amendment and we need to do away with it, ooh, that seems like really dangerous territory to be treading on as a politician. I disagree strongly, but I do think that we need to have something better that protects our children, especially as a father of four. Something that better protects our children and our schools and the people who serve our children and our schools, and our government. I mean, I know of government offices. I have a friend who worked in the government offices where they didn't even have a metal detector, which has become a medical detector as I blend the words together. So somebody could technically walk in with a gun and just open fire in this government building. The chances of that happening in that town are small, but it only takes one lunatic to do that. And there's the whole thing that Mayor Cuomo is presenting, and that President Obama may recommend, is that mental health professionals report people who are, that there is a concern of hurting themselves or others with a firearm. I don't know how I feel about that, because I think that there needs to be some kind of confidentiality. If I'm going to go to a counselor and I happen to be feeling suicidal or, you know, murderous or whatever, I don't think that you should, how do I want to phrase this? I don't think I should be, let me back up. I think that I would feel less comfortable going to somebody like that and being open and honest if I knew that then they would report to a government agent who would make sure that I don't own guns. On the other hand, I do think that we have to make sure that people who are mentally unstable don't get guns. The question is, how do you regulate who's mentally unstable? How do you define that? Psychiatric community may already have that kind of definition in place. I don't know. But I think in all of this, there needs to be that kind of steady, level-handed thinking. Let's approach it. Let's use a steady hand as we're talking about this. I think that there is, anytime this happens, a knee-jerk reaction. Everybody pushes for certain things, and then down the road we have to re-examine them. Case in point, what happened on 9/11. There was lashback after 9/11. People were pissed, reasonably so. We were attacked on our home ground, and it was done by terrorists who wanted to send a message. There was huge loss of life, completely inappropriate, and everybody was angry. I mean, everybody was angry, no matter what political affiliation. Now, I'm sure there were some people who were just mostly devastated and weren't really angry, but boy, we were ready to go to war, and we were ready to find the terrorists and make sure that they didn't do this again. It took a little while, I think, for the sort of the frenzy and the I wouldn't go so far as to call it bloodlust, but that desire for revenge to die down. You know, and as we look back now, there's all kinds of debates about whether or not it was, right or appropriate to do that, whether it was the right response, what ended up happening, why did we do, why did it go the way that it did, and that's, that's a topic for another time. The point that I'm trying to make is that, a year, 2 years after the event, some perspectives had changed. There is this emotional response that we all have, in a situation. Some people are able to temper that with a little bit more level-headedness than other people. I got a message. Somebody just texted me. Sorry, did you see me jump? It just startled me really bad. I personally tend to have very strong emotional reactions to things that happen, especially when I was younger, 19, 20, 21 years old. Things that happen, I'm the kind of guy who registers things with my feelings first. And as I've gotten older and I've matured, I have matured, thank you, I've recognized that in myself, and I try very hard to not respond impulsively when I feel that kind of emotion come on. It doesn't always work. There are certain things that I get very passionate about, but I try very hard to keep that in check. And I'll probably talk more about that tomorrow because I know that this video is going long. So I appreciate everybody sticking with me this far. The point, again, that I'm trying to make is, just like that adage about gun control being a steady hand, hey, let's let the gun control legislation and discussion that's happening right now be done with a steady hand. We can do it intelligently, calmly, and rationally, without people getting up in arms about the government, without there being this political nonsense. Let's look at what is best for our country, what's best for our people and our children, and let's not get into rhetoric and all this other garbage, which is a typical response from me when it comes to political things, but I don't think that my opinion on that will ever change. So that is what I have to say about that. This has been the Big JB. I thank you very much for watching this video, especially if you've stuck through this long. I really do appreciate it when people watch the videos and actually make comments, whether it's here on YouTube or on Facebook or whatever. It really does mean a lot to me that people are watching. So thank you very much for watching. Thank you for subscribing. If you're not currently a subscriber through YouTube, please hit me up on YouTube and subscribe. Even if you don't sign up for notifications or anything else like that, please please hit me up on YouTube and make sure that you subscribe there. And like the videos. It's always nice for me to know when a video is popular. Getting feedback is really good for me. So, and don't forget to follow me on Twitter. I'm not super active on there, but definitely follow me, and I post these videos there and usually share some thoughts and hopefully funny things. So anyway, you can follow me on Twitter at VoiceOfTheBigJB. I will see everybody tomorrow. Bye.